Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty World War II video. Today's video, we're going to talk a bit about sniping and in specific how to quickscope in Call of Duty World War II. Going to be covering the best snipers, the best tactics, the best classes, all that sort of stuff. Now, I like to snipe occasionally in Call of Duty, and World War II is a really good game for sniping, but I brought on my buddy Legend of Cotton, who this sniping gameplay is going to be his in the background, and he is someone that is actually in Obey, which was a sniping team, and he was a fairly competitive sniper on Call of Duty. Nowadays, his channel is more based around H1Z1, the game, so if you guys are into that, I definitely recommend checking out his channel, which I will link down below. But he's someone that is, fairly credited in the sniping community, and that's why I wanted to bring him in, because he's also a close friend of mine, so we could do this dual commentary. So if you guys could go for 2,000 likes, I think this video will definitely, deserves it. 2,000 likes would be amazing. Now, Cotton, I'm going to ask you some questions about sniping this game. We could talk about it a little bit. All right, are you ready for this?
All right, I'm ready.
All right, so obviously this game is good for sniping. It's specifically good for quickscoping. As of right now, there's 4 snipers in the game. Would you like to go through and explain which are the best and which ones to stay away from if you are specifically going for quickscoping?
All right, do we want to go from worst to best?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right, so stay completely away from the carabin, or however you want to say it exactly. It's basically like a really weak version of a Barrett, pretty much, because it's it has that spam ability. It's really only good in hardcore. Honestly, that's how I got gold on it, was just playing in hardcore. It's really easy using that, but most people don't like to play that. So if you're going for feeds, just stay away from that completely. Then the Elite Enfield is okay. I mean, it's like one of the first ones that you start out with. It gets a lot of hit markers and it's really inconsistent, but you can use it, but I don't recommend it. Now the next one is the M19 or the Springfield. If you guys play World at War, it was in there. Very, very powerful. Does not get hit markers. Like, it's very, very rare if you get a hit marker. So if you're looking to do a lot of damage, that is the one to use. But overall, the best one to use is definitely going to be the KAR98. You're going to see all the phase guys using that majority of the time. Testy, if you guys know who he is, he'll be using that a lot. Most people use the KAR98 just because how fast it zooms in, and most of the time you don't get a hit marker with it. So it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I have played with pretty much all of them as well. The carabin is, like you said, it is good, but it's not for a real sniper. It's a spammable one. As far as the Lee Enfield, when I went into the game, I thought, oh, this one's going to be dope. It sort of has that feel. However, it scopes in so damn slow, and the hit markers seem to be so prevalent, and that's why I went away from that one. So the next one, the Springfield, like you said, it's the most powerful one. However, that one, it feels like there's some sort of sway on it, and when you're aiming down sights, it just feels a bit wonky, I would say. And the KAR98, I think it's pretty much undisputed. With the assault rifles and SMGs, there's always a debate which is the best. But for snipers and for quickscoping, I'm pretty sure 90% of people, or 99%, would agree the KAR98 is the best. Now, the KAR98 is the last one you unlock, and how you get that is you actually have to prestige the Mountain Division. And the Mountain Division is probably the best division set up around sniping, because it starts off and you get that sniper sharpshooter, which basically helps to center your shots, helps to reduce the sway and be able to just be able to quickscope and snipe better, as well as giving you the stealth ability. Now, Cotton, would there be any situation where you'd want to go away from that Mountain Division and possibly run Airborne or another one of the divisions, or should you stick to Mountain most of the time?
It depends on how you want to snipe. If you want to lay back a little bit in the spawn, or just in the back, down long lines of sight, definitely run Mountain. But if you want more, you want to hit feeds in people's face, you want to get to the objective, anything like that, I definitely suggest Airborne. It's a toss-up with this game. You can't really pick all the perks you want, so you have to pick some and lose others. So it's really just preference. If the other team is getting a lot of UAVs, then I would stick to running Mountain while you're sniping. Or if you feel like this team isn't very good and you want to be all up in their spawn, you want to go for high kills or anything like that while sniping, I definitely suggest Airborne.
Yeah, it definitely depends, because Mountain is essentially your stealth class setup. So in a game mode where they're getting a bunch of UAVs, where maybe it's 100 points per kill, you definitely want to stick to that. But Airborne probably works good for things like War, or where basically, kill streaks aren't a thing in War, and then also in Domination, where it's 50 points per kill, and people won't get UAVs as much, and you can, run around to the objectives a lot better. It just depends on what you're willing to go for. Now, as far as, let's round out the class setup, For the attachments on the snipers, I pretty much heard that most of the snipers, the best class setup is running with extended mags and rapid fire, and that's pretty much for all of them because, of course, rapid fire you get multiple shots off a bit quicker, and extended mags just because you don't really need much else on the sniper, and it helps you to reduce the amount of times you can reload. You can get those bigger feeds, even if you have 5 bullets going into their spawn, you can get a quad feed with that or something like that. As far as the actual basic training perk, the one that I've, been rocking with the most and seen people rock with the most is Lookout, because that's essentially marksman from MW3. You can see enemies' names from a lot farther, and also it makes your minimap a little bit bigger, and that works good on the best sniping maps, which are probably like Gustav Can, even though it's one of the worst maps in the game. It's really one of the best for sniping, and it works very, very well with the fact that you can have Lookout on that classed up and sees enemies' names at a bit farther range. Cotton, now would you think that those attachments, rapid fire and extended mags and Lookout, is there any reason to change those and deviate from those with the attachments or either the basic training perks?
It just depends, honestly, on the map. Some maps aren't built for, long-range engagements, such as Flak Tower, for one. I don't know if the gameplay's on right now, but one of the gameplays I'm actually on Flak Tower running Hustle versus Lookout, just so I can reload faster since the map is so small. You're in action pretty much 90% of the time, so you're just able to, miss shots. If you hit shots, big whoop. 7 bullets isn't a lot realistically, so you're going to have to reload quite a bit if you're staying alive and hitting those shots. So I just decided to run Hustle over Lookout in some situations. So those two are probably the best for sniping.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It all depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Now that you have the class up, you have the guns, everything, let's talk a bit about the actual quickscoping in this game. Now, there's multiple ways to quickscope. There's one where you line the target up, you quickscope in and hit them. There's other ones where you would drag scope over the enemies, and it depends on different games. Now, this game, honestly, snipers are, loving this game for multiple reasons. You can hard scope, you can quickscope, you can drag scope, you can dark scope. Pretty much everything works good, and that's because some of these snipers, specifically the KAR98, is so damn strong. Now, Cotton, what is the best? How is drag scoping in this game compared to quick scoping? Give us a brief rundown of how you'd set up a quick scope. Do you want the enemy to be in the middle of your crosshairs and then zoom in? Do you want to zoom in beside them and drag over? What is the best tactic for this Call of Duty game?
Most of the time it should be just centering your shot, keeping them right in the middle. There's some instances, it's a little bit weird, I've noticed in this game, that you can do, like, it works both ways. Like some Call of Duties, drag scoping is more important. In other Call of Duties, centering your shot. This one you can do kind of a mixture of both, and it works somehow. I'm not exactly sure why, but the snipers in this game actually don't have aim assist on them at all. So you're gonna do a little bit of both, but honestly, I think the best way to be successful in this is to center your shots at all times. Obviously, you can drag scope, but you're not going to be hitting as many shots just because there is no aim assist to help that drag scoping a little bit. So you're gonna miss shots. You might hit some if you're lucky, but honestly, you just center your shot as much as you can.
Yeah, it's definitely the way to do it, is have that crosshair centered where enemies are going to be coming, and also use cover to your advantage. You want to be ducking in and out of cover. Good thing about the snipers, it only takes one shot to kill most of the time, and if you're able to be accurate and be quick with those shots, it doesn't take a long time to shoot that off. So one strategy I've seen a lot of people doing that works very well in this game is there's a lot of head glitches in cover. You can duck in and out, behind a corner, out, take a shot, and take out enemies a lot quicker than they can melt you. Because even if they hit you with one bullet, even if they have the bar, one of the best guns in the game, you're going to kill them in one bullet, and they won't be able to kill you in one bullet unless it's hardcore. And of course, sniping is definitely better for core game modes because you don't want to basically nerf yourself by going into hardcore with a one-shot weapon. Now, Cotton, as far as a secondary here, machine pistol, P08, 1911, what do you say is the best secondary to run with the sniper as far as the pistols?
Machine pistol, by far. The pistols in this game are pretty weak. I mean, there's a lot of instances where I just don't, swap just because I know I'm going to lose the gunfight 90% of the time. So honestly, I just try to hit the shots with the sniper, but if I do get in that situation, machine pistol is the way to go.
Yeah, I definitely think the pistols can be weak, but once you unlock extended mags, I don't know if you have it for the machine pistol or whatever, extended mags with these pistols can be good. And I definitely, for me personally, I rock machine pistol extended mags on pretty much all my class setups, sniper or not. But I've also seen a lot of people having success with the PO8 with extended mags, and it gives you sort of a round, drum on your pistol, which also looks very cool in game. And that depends just if you're confident with having a very active trigger finger or not. But definitely having a good secondary is important. And there are some other basic trains if you want to deviate from the main two we gave you, hustle and lookout. There's ones that allow you to use akimbo pistols, and there's also one that's basically overkill. So if you are sniping in search and destroy, one thing I like to do is have the sniper as my main and then overkill with like a PPSH or a Type 100 as my secondary, just if I'm playing a bit more try hard. But of course for quickscoping, just the sniper and the pistol, being able to hit those shots and get those feeds is definitely a way. Now Cotton, if you're quickscoping and you want to get a lot of different sort of kill feeds, what is the best areas of the maps to stick around? Should you be pushing their spawn, say in domination? Should you be always pushing the spawn? Should you be sitting up at a head glitch? What is the best strategy to hit more feeds?
It depends on the map, honestly. There's some maps that work better than others, of course. Like Flak Tower is absolutely amazing for clips, either A side or B side, honestly. If you keep them in a good spawn trap, hopefully you have competent teammates that don't push the spawn every single time. But honestly, being up in their spawn is a great tip. Just don't push it too much. If you see somebody else that's already in there, try not to push it. Otherwise, the spawns will flip. If you want them to flip, great. But honestly, kind of stay back in like the mid lane a little bit. Don't overextend, but be a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, definitely. I see a lot of the kill feeds are when you are away from your team and then enemies are spawning on you, and that's when you're able to get those kills. So hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. A lot of tips, basically everything you need to know about sniping in this game right now. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys are into H1Z1, which is another very awesome game, be sure to check out Cotton. He's one of the top channels doing H1Z1 now, and he has a lot of great content. Drop a like if you made it to the end. 2,000 likes would be awesome. Sub for a cookie and don't looky. And we're both out. Peace.